This is a 470 brake horsepower Skoda Superb Estate, and it is one of the best cars I've driven in 2024.
Now, I'll be honest about this, I love a fast estate. M3s, RS4s, C63S, before they were hybrid, I'm there for it. But in my book, this type of car is at its best when it goes completely under the radar.
Now, for the avoidance of doubt, this is a 2023 Skoda Superb Estate, and it has got a very sophisticated spec. It's Lauren and Clermont with cognac tan leather on the inside, very nice, and royal green paintwork, which was commissioned for the coronation of King Charles III. It's also got the requisite huge boot and just about every single optional extra ticked. It basically looks like the kind of car that you wouldn't want to be stuck behind if you're in a hurry because, well, it probably isn't going to be going that quickly.
But that's where things take a surprising turn. You see, this particular Superb was created as a one-off by Skoda UK to celebrate over 20 years of the model's flagship status within the brand. And hats off to them. Rather than make a cake, they got in touch with UK-based RE Performance and turned what was already a very lovely car into a truly brilliant one.
So let me talk you through the changes. We'll start with the wheels because they're factory 19-inch wheels, nothing remarkable there, but they're wrapped in Yokohama AO52 tyres. Now, I've raced on these tyres in a couple of different cars and they are absolutely awesome. So nice sticky tyres. You'll also see the brakes, AP Racing 6-pot calipers, braided brake lines and 390mm grooved discs. Serious stopping power there. Also, there's not much clearance between the wheels and the arch. That's because the whole car has been lowered by about 50 mils and it's also got KW coilovers fitted and obviously revised geometry to go with that. So much lower stance. And then finally, around the back, there's not much to see because the exhaust tips are the same as the standard car, completely normal, but there's a custom centre section and custom downpipe as well.
Which of course brings me on to the engine. Now, given that this is a VW Group car, there was ample opportunity for a powertrain swap, but to keep things as discreet as possible, Skoda elected to keep the 2-litre 4-cylinder engine from the standard 280. However, there have been some modifications. In comes a Garrett PowerMax Turbo, upgraded intake, intercooler, engine map and fuel system to deliver what can only be described as an absolute monster of an engine.
This sensible Skoda with its brown leather interior and King Charles paintwork now makes 470 brake horsepower and 488 pounds-foot of torque. That's more than an Audi RS4, and it means 0 to 62 miles an hour in just over 4 seconds and a top speed of about 180. And to be fair, those figures are estimates, but I don't doubt they're true. You also forget how light this thing is because despite the size of it, the Superb only weighs in at about 1.6 tons, which by today's standards, yeah, pretty light. And it means that together with the all-wheel drive system, you just absolutely fire away out of corners. There's clearly plenty of torque to play with, but the engine definitely does its best work between 4,000 and 6,000 RPM. That's when it's really in its power band and it absolutely launches you away. The gearbox does a decent job of handling the power. Could be a bit quicker and crisper on down changes, but given that it's standard, well, I think it holds up pretty well.
But you know what? It's not actually the power that stands out most about this car. It's the bits you use to keep all that oomph in check.
Honestly, the brakes on this thing are absolutely ferocious. The pedal feel is fantastic. It's quite sharp at first, but it's super responsive.
Tie this in with KW coilovers and you're left in no doubt that the chassis and its components are more than a match for the power. Yes, the tyres are perhaps overkill and you might want some more versatile rubber in the winter, but otherwise, this isn't a case of huge power and the rest of the car hanging on for dear life. It's properly sorted.
Is this going to be the kind of car that you take out just for a special drive, just for the hell of it? Probably not. It's not the sharpest or the most involving thing to drive. But then, you know, it's a fast estate. It does the important things right. It's incredibly quick in a straight line. It corners brilliantly. There's so much grip. The braking is ferocious. And on top of that, it's refined, it's comfortable, it's practical. It absolutely nails those things. So I don't feel like you need it to be a sports car. It just needs to hit all those boxes and behave like the ultimate Q car, and that's what it does.
And there's one other great thing about driving around in a 470 brake horsepower Skoda. Absolutely nobody expects it. Take, for example, Ryan. He's my colleague from sister title Parkers, and while he's a certified petrol head, he's yet to see the press release from Skoda outlining why this car is so special. Ryan thinks he's here to get some standard social media content, whereas in reality, he's about to demonstrate the typical reaction to the Superb Sleeper.
Do you want to just make sure you get a shot of the heated and cooled seats?
Yep.
Because that's quite nice as
they're
well.
quite cool.
So,
Yes, that would do quite well for Instagram.
also, there's also a heated windscreen, which is pretty handy.
Yeah. Jesus, that is quick.
It just keeps on going.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, from a Skoda.
From a Skoda. So as you can tell, it's not a completely standard Skoda Superb.
Yeah, I'm getting them vibes.
What do you think?
It's, yeah, it's, it's really quick.
The brakes, though, have got to be one of the most impressive bits about this car.
God.
It just stops on a sixpence.
God
Every time you go
almighty.
for the brake pedal,
That
it's
is-
super sharp.
That is insane.
Comes
For
to a halt.
Skoda.
I know.
I'm not even being thrown around too much. Like, it's so planted.
It's super flat. It's got KW coilovers, super flat, no drama. Just lots and lots of sophisticated speed.
I'm amazed.
And it just keeps on going as well. It doesn't stop pulling. I mean, it wasn't like the 280 was slow before, but this is
on the next level. This is like this is vast.
So you're holding on all right?
Yeah. This is amazing.
As Ryan correctly summarised, it is amazing. But perhaps it's not quite as under the radar as I first thought it was.
Oh wait, we've been flashed.
Hi there.
A very strange question.
Go on then.
Is this the limited edition that they're not releasing?
That's the one.
Right, okay.
Cheers, thank
Cheers.
you. That was quite funny.
That was much better than I was expecting.
So there you go. The Skoda Superb, not quite so sleeper. It might look like the official transport of the Antiques Roadshow, but beneath the dark green shell is, pound for pound, one of the best cars I drove in 2024. It has almost all of the exceptional usability of the standard car, yet as we've seen, it's got so much more than that, as Ryan and our local friendly police officer will attest to. For those of us that prefer to go under the radar, it has to be the ultimate sleeper. As fast as an RS4, yet as subtle as, well, a Skoda. It allows the best of both worlds in such a way that simply isn't possible in a factory spec car. It's been a great success, so how about a Kodiaq sleeper? Anyone?